Welcome back to my channel. I'm here for the self-empowerment vibes, the inner liberation vibes, and so if you're interested in that, I invite you to click subscribe and click on that little bell notification so that you never miss a video when I post them. Today, we're going to be talking about past lives, and this is one of those times where now looking back on my journey, I can see that there were breadcrumbs sprinkled throughout my life of leading me to where I am today. But at the time, I didn't know that those were breadcrumbs. I didn't know that it was showing me how my life was going to unfold and what my North Star was that my soul was whispering to me. So I'm gonna back up a bit. I grew up in a non-religious household. What that means is we identified as Orthodox, which is a branch of Christianity, Bulgarian Orthodox, but my parents were not very religious when I was younger. So we would only go to church when it was like a Christmas here and there, an Easter here and there, our Day of the Dead, but we didn't really go for like consistently, you know how like some people will go like weekly and are very dedicated. So that was my religious upbringing, and I share that as context because when I was in high school, I remember being in world history class, and I remember we were learning about Buddhism, and something within me just told me that this was truth. Like Buddhism, reincarnation, it just felt right to me the minute my teacher mentioned it. The minute we started learning about it, I thought, yeah, like something about that feels true. Later in my high school career, I had a friend share this book with me called Many Lives, Many Masters. And that book was about, I think it's like a therapist or a psychotherapist who happened to discover past lives through his client sessions. So he didn't believe in them before, but then he had this experience where his client just had this irrational fear of water, and during a session with her, she ended up going into a deeply meditative state and sharing with him that she had a life that felt so real. Like it felt like she had lived that life as she had drowned in a river. So that book kind of confirmed like that feeling that I had in class. And then along my healing journey, I have explored some past lives. I also had this experience in 4th grade. So this is like super early on. That's what I'm talking about, like those like the breadcrumbs that get sprinkled in throughout your life. And you can only kind of see them when you like look back, like, oh yeah, like that helped me like get here, and then I went over there and all of that. So any hadoozles. In 4th grade, we had this couple that was Native American, and they came, and I remember the man played the flute. And when he played the flute, it really touched my soul. Like I remember sitting there and just feeling the music. I just really loved the sound of the flute. And to this day, I love the flute, like especially Native American flute, Bansuri flute. I love all of those. And later on, after I had my spiritual awakening and was on my healing journey, I actually had this past life regression experience where I was a Native American in a different lifetime. And that's when I realized, oh, my connection to the way that the natives live, the way that they treat life, this like sacredness, the way that they're connected to the animals. all of a sudden it all just made sense why that spoke to me so much. And so that was another experience with a past life. I've done multiple past life experiences myself, and I've also guided people in my sessions, because the sessions that I create for my clients are very tailored to that person. They are medicine of the moment. They are what that person needs at this time. And I was originally trained in hypnotherapy. So in hypnotherapy, I was trained in RTT, which goes back to childhood scenes to help you rewrite and rewire what that past experience was, and then move forward feeling more empowered. But I started opening up in the sessions, I would say, like to the people's subconscious, I would invite them to go back to a life in this lifetime or a past one. And I have had a few people actually go there. There was a witch wound life where the woman was a witch and she was tortured and killed because of being a witch. And so through all of this, I just wanted to share something that I have learned about past life healing. Past life healing is really helpful when you have a behavior or a pattern showing up in your life that is unexplainable. Like, there's no logical explanation for why you have that pattern showing up. So to do a past life healing, you would need to just get into a meditative state and ask your subconscious or your spirit or inner healer to take you to the life that is connected to the pattern that you're experiencing in your life. And when you see the scene almost like it's playing as like a movie, or if you experience your intuition through more feeling in your body, then you can kind of navigate what needs to unfold. But usually there's some sort of exploration of what the scene is, what that version of you, because the way that I understand past lives is that they are other versions of us that are connected to our soul. So we have so it's like a thread of our soul, like in this other reality that exists simultaneously, by the way, but maybe that's another video. So when you connect to this past life version, you can understand what they're moving through, how it's connected to what you're experiencing, and then through helping them heal, through empowering them, through supporting them, that will help the pattern or behavior in your life then shift, because you're working on that root level of it. You're not just going to the symptoms, you're actually going to where it's originating. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that. I've noticed that this usually it's past life related when it's something that's like unexplainable, like where is this coming from? Or sometimes suddenly you'll just feel energy and you're like, I don't understand why I'm feeling this way. It's most likely that version of you from the past life that is like calling to you and kind of needs that support. And so through supporting them, you also support you. And it's really beautiful and really cool. And more recently, I've been actually doing these quantum healing sessions with some different practitioners. And those are all about going into a scene, going into a past life that you need to explore right now. And then after, we're connecting to your higher self to ask questions, to put the puzzle together. So that's also a really cool modality to explore. And I will actually link the people that I have been working with down below as a resource, because they are really, really beautiful heart-led practitioners. and I want to give them some love. So if you're interested in quantum healing, then go ahead and check them out in the description below. That wraps up this video. I just want to thank you for being here. We've grown, at the time that I'm recording this, there's 32 of you subscribed. And I just want to say thank you so much for clicking subscribe and actually tuning into what I have to say and coming along my journey with me and seeing what you can learn from me, because I believe that we're all student and teacher. There's something we can learn from every single human on this planet. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.